I'm Bill Newcott from AARP's Movies for Grownups, and you know, for me, ethics are not some esoteric concept. No, for me, ethics are a way of life, because, well, I write about the movies, and ethics play a big part in a lot of movies. And movies tend to be about ethics. Characters often have to come up with ways to deal with matters that are in the gray areas of life. It's where most of the drama comes from. So, why don't you join me and take a look at the fascinating world of ethics. Ethics in the movies. Come up to my office. You know, when I was asked to come up with a list of movies for ethical grown-ups, I first tried to find a shining example of ethical behavior. And I think Gregory Peck's Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird comes close. He's a man who's not only scrupulously ethical, but he inspires ethical behavior in those around him.
Miss Jean Louise, stand up. Your father's passing.
Well, Atticus Finch is a great guy, and he's inspiring, but the thing is, he's not all that interesting. By far the most interesting character in the movies are those who find themselves teetering on the brink of an ethical abyss. People like Charles Van Doren in Robert Redford's quiz show. Now, he's a guy who's been cheating on a national TV game show, but he's convinced himself that it's all part of a great entertainment system. Now, here in this scene, Ray Fiennes explained to his father how he slowly but surely found himself slipping down an ethical slope.
They gave me the answers.
They gave you the answers. They gave you the answers.
Well, no. At first they just asked me questions they already knew I knew the answers to. We ran through those, and I still didn't want them to actually give me the answers, so I had them give me the questions, and I'd go look up the answers on my own, as if that were any different. Well, we ran through those in a couple of weeks, and then I just didn't have the time. Finally, it just seemed silly, so...
They gave you all that money to answer questions they knew you knew. Now, that's inflation.
You're not being very helpful.
I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm an old man. It's all a little difficult for me to comprehend.
It's television, Ted. Look, it's just television.
You make it sound like you didn't have a choice.
What was I supposed to do at that point? Disillusion the whole goddamn country?
Charlie, you took the money.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I took the money.
Is that what this was about?
No, I don't know.
It was a goddamn quiz show, Charlie.
An ill-favored thing, sir.
This is not the time to play games.
Not mine own. It was mine.
Your name is mine.
Here in Washington, D.C., we are surrounded by a special breed of ethically challenged person, and that's the lobbyist. Now, I'm not talking about any lobbyist who agrees with me. They're fine. It's the other guys I worry about. They're just awful. The ethical dilemma of the lobbyist was brilliantly and hilariously portrayed in the film Thank You for Smoking, based on the novel by Christopher Buckley.
I don't have an MD or law degree. I have a bachelor's in kicking butt and taking names. I get paid to talk.
What do you talk about?
I speak on behalf of cigarettes.
My mommy says that cigarettes kill.
Now, is your mommy a doctor?
No.
Well, she doesn't exactly sound like a credible expert now, does she?
This is a heated issue. Nick, do you have a question?
How on earth would Big Tobacco profit off of the loss of this young man? It's in our best interest to keep Robin alive and smoking.
Now, most of us consider ourselves to be scrupulously ethical, and luckily for us, life seldom requires us to prove that. But in the movie Liar, Liar, Jim Carrey doesn't have that luxury. He's a lawyer who's been struck by a magical spell that makes it impossible for him to tell a lie. Before that happens, though, we see him on a typical morning telling one lie after another, any of which we could easily see ourselves telling.
Hi, Mr. Reed!
Whoa! Hey! Did you do something to your hair?
It's a bit extreme, isn't it?
No! I mean, that's a thing nowadays, right? Hey, Fletcher. Hey, Pete! You losing a little weight? I don't know. Maybe. Looks and personality. A double threat guy!
Hey, Mr. Reed.
Hey, man.
It's Randy.
Yeah, I know. Any calls?
Judge Rawlings' clerk, he needs your filing.
Tell him it's in the mail.
Right, she'll do it next week. Mr. McKinley phoned to confirm your meeting tomorrow.
Strep throat. No, some kind of virus. What's going around?
Asian flu.
Good one.
And your mother called.
I'm on vacation.
It's your 5th week.
Snowed in. Phones are down.
Break Mother's heart. Done. No, that's it. Except Miranda's looking for you.
Ah, how much ass do I have to kiss to make partner in this damn place? Tell her I broke my leg and I had to be shot.
Throughout his life, the Indian leader Mahatma Gandhi held to his philosophy of nonviolent resistance. It's a central conflict of the movie Gandhi, and it's graphically portrayed in this part of the film, where Gandhi first goes up against the British authorities in South Africa. Here he's calling on others from India to burn their identity papers, papers that were not required of other British citizens. His ethics demanded that he never return violence for violence, and he finds that to be a tough stand to take.
Those car seats are government property, and I will arrest the first man who tries to burn one. You little Sammy bastard! Now, are there any more? Stop.
Well, what are you willing to do to get ahead in your job? I know you're not going to go behind people's backs and backstab them and sabotage their careers. You don't want to hurt anybody, right? Right. But what about, I don't know, embellishing your own resume or dreaming up insincere ways to suck up to the boss? Well, anyway, Robert Morris tries that in the great 1960s musical How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. And in the end, the strategy backfires on him, but not before he's shamelessly courted the boss, played by Rudy Valley.
Good morning. Oh my gosh. Is it morning already, sir?
Good heavens, have you been working all night?
Yes, I had some work I had to finish up. I shouldn't be here much longer, sir.
George, your name escapes me.
Finch, F-I-N-C-H, Finch.
Oh, yes, Finch. I've been hearing good things about you from my scouts.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
What's that you're humming?
I didn't realize that I was humming, sir.
You were humming the old Ivy fight song. Did you go there? Were you a groundhog?
Oh, well, sir.
Say it, boy, out with it. You're not ashamed of Ivy, are you?
No, sir. You not a bit.
That's the groundhog spirit. Groundhog.
Groundhog.
Stand, old Ivy, stand firm and strong. Grand old Ivy, hear the cheering throng. Stand, old Ivy, and never yield. Rip, 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 the chipmunk of the field.
I think one of the most ethically conflicted heroes in all of movie history is Rick in Casablanca, played by Humphrey Bogart. Here's a guy who loves the wife of another man, and he holds in his hand papers that could enable him to get her all to himself, legally, and get rid of him. All he has to do is fly her hubby out to safety, out of the country, and so what does he do? Well, I'm not going to tell you, but his decision leads to one of the great lines in movie history.
Ilsa, I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of three little people don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. Someday you'll understand that. Now. Here's looking at you, kid.
Well, that's our little primer in Movies for Ethical Grown-Ups. I've always said that if Hollywood provides your moral compass, then please surrender to the authorities immediately. But on the other hand, the movies do often hold up a revealing mirror, and the things that we see there can often give us a revealing glimpse of our real selves. I'm Bill Newcott. Thanks for watching. I think I have to make a trip back to the cafeteria.